Hello everyone, welcome to the gallery, and in this video and the videos to come I will be discussing regarding the topic of what I have learned each week in a unit called engaging media. Now what am I going to discuss? Well, it's in the name. I will be discussing regarding the media, and for this week topic, this week's theory, I will be focusing on the user engagement in a free media platform. Now, just to start off with a question, how does user of a free platform generate money for the company? And what are the technique used to keep users engaged on their media platform? Now, before I get into it, I'm going to introduce you guys one theory, and that is called the invisible labor. Now, what is the invisible labor? Well, just to put out a example, invisible labor is like if you are watching a YouTube video. YouTube is a free platform, right? And if you're watching a YouTube video and you received an advertisement, an ad. So when you are watching the advertisement, you are unknowingly giving the channel revenue. And for you, it may seems like an annoyance and you are eagerly waiting for that skip button. But for the channel, it is money. So this is invisible labor. And when you are watching that advertisement, it doesn't really benefit you. It doesn't give you anything back. So it's only a one-way benefit. So with that in mind, we know what is the invisible labor. And now I am going to use Warframe as the main example for this video. Now Warframe, I have been playing Warframe for quite a lot, and I have been enjoying it. I am very obsessed with it. So why not I take my obsession to an advantage and analyze how does Warframe keeps me engaged in their game. So how does invisible labor work in Warframe? Well, upon like closer inspection, Warframe, well, the more you play the game, they will receive revenue. And how do they keep you playing? Well, Warframe is a very grindy game. Like if you want to get a certain item, you would have to work effort effortly for it. You would have to give your time for it. And this contributes to the play hours, the hours of play. So basically, the more hours you play, the more you contribute to the longevity of the game. Let's try to change our perspective here. So Warframe is a multiplayer game. It's a co-op, a mostly PvE game. So if you were to like play and contribute to the hours, try to multiply that to how many of the like percentage of the players that's already currently playing at the same time. But how, like, the question lies in how do you keep the player keep playing? It's in the multiplayer. Let's say if I already have a really high gear, a really powerful weapon, a really cool fashionable frame. So with this, if I were to play a match, other player can see my frame. Other player can see how cool my frame looks like. So this will motivate them. This will motivate them to get the item, to get the weapon, the overpowered weapon that I have. And there are two ways that they can get it. One is by giving their time, and it is by grinding that parts of weapons, parts of the items that they want, which it will consume a lot of the time, the player's time. Or if they don't have time, they can just directly buy it through the market. Now there's this system in Warframe where you can directly buy items through the market using a currency called platinum. Now, platinum is a bit hard to get in Warframe. The only way to get it is by trading with other players, or you buy it with real currency. And if the player choose to buy it with real currency, that goes into the team, the developers. So this is the process. Usually when Usually when a player also tries to grind for it, it can be frustrating. The grind can also be frustrating. So that usually leads back them to buy it directly. And this is a cycle that I have noticed in Warframe. And since Warframe is a multiplayer game, there should be a social feature, right? Yes, there is. And there are clan chats, there are Q&A section where people can ask for help or like ask a question regarding certain features of the game. And most of the time, there are players that are willing to help you. And one social feature that I am going to bring up is the link Warframe, where you can basically it is where you can link the look of your Warframe. So players, if you were to link that in that section, players can click and look at how your Warframe look like, even if you don't see any link. Usually there is this one section which is at the bottom corner of the screen, which says like community fashion frame or something, where you can click it. It is there. So that section there is put by the game itself for you to look at other players Warframe, like other players, how do they customize it. So this goes back to like player motivation as well. Player they have how they are trying to spark that goal in the player's mind. Like, oh, wow, that's a really nice Warframe. I want that. So this can either lead them to grind that item or buy it directly from the market. So since we are talking about players' motivation, I'm going to expand on that. So, in terms of Warframe, I do find something very interesting about it. Very interesting on how players play the game. So, a lot of the player, and including myself, we like to put our time and effort into the game, put our hours into the game, so that we can play passively. So a lot of players play actively just for them to play passively. For example, is that I have put a lot of time in trying to get this really overpowered weapon, and it can clear a group of enemies just with one bullet. And I just don't have to think much. I don't have to think a lot in playing. I just go in, stand there, and wait. So this is just how I look at the players in terms of their motivation. So passively playing. There is also another term for it, and that is called the magic bullet. So the magic bullet is, again, it is basically just playing, just consuming without having any like critical thoughts regarding it, without thinking, just accepting what is there. So there's also a way for the players to passively play even when they're not high level, and that is by doing challenges every day or every week or every month. They're just following what those challenges are trying to they're just following or like trying to complete those challenges. Now, why are they trying to complete those challenges? Well, there is this thing, this feature, this system called Night Wave in the game. It is a system where if you were to finish a certain challenges, you get certain points. And if you get those points and if you meet the requirement, you will go to the next level. And if you go to the next level, you get reward. It is basically like a battle pass, but it's free. You don't have to pay for anything. And sometimes with those points, you get a currency. You get a certain currency only dedicated to that night wave. The night credit, I forgot what it's called. So with that credit, you can get items. So what are those items? Well, there are items that is really difficult to get. And the only better way to get them is by doing those challenges, is by completing weekly, daily challenges. And this, at the end of the day, it rewards the player, it rewards the effort. And with this as well, it also branches into other social media platforms as well, because it branches to Twitch, it branches to YouTube, and YouTubers are making content out of Warframe. And what content? Well, Warframe has a lot of things you can talk about. So when people keeps talking about certain things, it keeps the engagement going. It keeps Warframe being the main spotlight of their like interests. So even now, this making this video, I am engaging with the game, engaging with the content as well. And with that in mind, the next time if you were to play a free game, if you were to discover a free game with multiplayer, and it has a lot of stuff in the game, and it somehow keeps you engaged, definitely try to ask yourself how does it keep you engaged, what are the features that they are using, why is it that good. So the next time if you were to play those type of games, definitely ask yourself those questions. And with that, I thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Take care.